Skill 6, simplifying using division. This is very similar to multiplication in Skill 5, where we do the numbers first and then we do the letters. Although when we're doing division, it's the opposite to multiplication. If we look at question 5a, we've got 6x divided by 2. We do the numbers first, so only look at the numbers out the front. We've got 6 and we've got 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. The next step is to look for any letters. If a letter only appears on the top and there's nothing on the bottom, we can just write the letter next to the number. So our final answer is 3x. If we do the same for D, we've got 8m over 2. Focus on the numbers first. 8 divided by 2 gives 4. And then we've got the letter M left over, so our final answer is 4M. If we look at G, it's written differently, but it's still the same. Negative 21x divided by 3. Do the numbers first. Negative 21 divided by 3 gives a negative 7. And we have the letter X left over. So our final answer is negative 7x. If we look at J, this is where division questions get a little bit harder. We've got 6x over 18. We can't do 6 divided by 18 because 18 is bigger than 6, so it doesn't fit into it. What we need to do though is find a number that goes into 6 and goes into 18 and try and simplify. 6 goes into 6 once, and 6 also goes into 18 3 times. So we can simplify this to be 1 over 3, like it's a fraction, like we're simplifying a fraction, which you might have done before. What we also need to do is keep the x on top. So we've got 1x over 3 as our answer. There's only one more thing we have to do, and that's get rid of the 1, because we don't write 1x in algebra. We would just write x over 3, and that's our final answer. So when you can't divide the numbers, you just need to simplify the numbers, and that's okay. If we look at m, we've got 2 over 10m. We're going to have the same problem here. We can't do 2 divided by 10, but we can try and simplify. If we simplify using the number 2, 2 goes into 2 one time, so we put 1 up the top, and 2 goes into 10 5 times, and we've got m on the bottom. Because there's nothing on the top line other than the number 1, we can leave the number 1 on the top, because we can't have an empty top line. So we're going to leave this answer as 1 over 5m. And that's our final answer. The letter's on the bottom this time because the letter started on the bottom in the question. Whereas in question J, the X started on the top, so it finished on the top. In M, the letter M started on the bottom, so it finished on the bottom. The last example is question P, 70 AB squared over 4B. We do the numbers first. 70 divided by 4. Does 4 go into 70? 4 goes into 60 15 times. Then it would go 64, then 68. So it'd be 17 times, but then it would jump to 72. So 4 does not go into 70. So we have to try and simplify. A number that goes into 4 and that goes into 70 is 2. So we'll divide both numbers by 2, and we'd get 35. 70 divided by 2 is 35, and on the bottom 2 goes into 2 twice. This bit's important. We're doing the letters now. So we've got an A on the top, which is to the power of 1, and nothing on the bottom. So we keep A on the top. We've got b squared on the top and b to the power of 1 on the bottom. What we do when the same letter's on the top and on the bottom, we do the power of the top, subtract the power of the bottom. So in this case, we're doing 2 take away 1. 2 take away 1 is 1, so we're left with b to the power of 1 on the top line, and we don't have to write the power of 1. So our final answer is 35ab over 2. The reason why the b1 disappears from the bottom line is because we've subtracted it from the 2 up the top. So the 2's become a 1. Question D, we've got 6x squared y over 12y squared. We do the numbers first. 6 divided by 12. 12 doesn't fit into 6 because it's bigger, so we simplify. 6 goes into 6 once, and 6 goes into 12 2 times. Then we've got the letters to focus on. We've got x squared, and there's no other x terms, so x squared stays on the top. Then we've got a y to the power of 1 and a y to the power of 2. Normally we would do the top power take the bottom. Because the bottom power is the bigger power, we're going to take 1 from the bottom power. So we're going to take y squared take y1 is going to leave us with y1, and that's going to go on the bottom. So we're going to have y1 on the bottom. So our final answer will be, we don't need to write the 1, and we don't need to write that 1 either. So we're going to have x squared over 2y. That's our final answer. Remembering we don't have to write the number 1. With question E, we've got negative 15 x squared ab over 12 b squared x squared. Let's do the numbers first. We're going to have to simplify. A number that goes into 15 and 12 is 3. So negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. Now we focus on the letters. We've got x squared up on the top and x squared on the bottom. If we do 2 minus 2, that equals 0. So we're going to have no x's anymore. They're going to cancel each other out. So put a line through that and a line through that. They're going to disappear. If we look at the a's, we've got an a on the top and nothing on the bottom. So let's just keep a on the top. And if we look at the b's, there's a b1 on top and a b2 on the bottom. So let's do exactly what we did before. Let's take the smaller number from the bigger number, and we'll be left with b1 on the bottom. If we write our final answer, we don't have to write that number 1. So our final answer will be negative 5a over 4b. That's our final answer.